The month of September is going to be filled with a ton of great content in Pokemon Go, and I'm going to be going over everything that's going to be happening during this month. Hey, what's happening everyone? Count Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. So today we're going to be going over the details for all of the content that is coming to Pokemon Go in the month of September. And what I will say right off the bat is that this is going to be a packed month. Of course, with September, typically we get some sort of harvest festival event, and it looks like that is definitely going to be the case this time around, but I am actually particularly interested in the raiding content because we're going to be getting some raid bosses that are actually essential for your success, and you definitely do not want to miss out on them. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Without further ado, let's go over all the content that is coming to Pokemon Go in the month of September. So for the month of September, these are going to be the featured Pokemon. We're going to be getting Mega Victreebel, Shadow Incarnate Form Thundurus, as well as Mega Malamar. But there's actually going to be a bunch of other Pokemon that are definitely going to take the spotlight, but for now, these are the featured Pokemon according to Scopely. Let's start off by talking about Dynamax content. So during this month, we're going to get Eevee from August 31st until September 6th. We're going to get Routes from September 7th until the 13th. We're going to get Dynamax Rhyhorn for the very first time from September 14th until the 20th. And then we're going to have Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres from September 21st to the 27th. And then finally, we're going to end the month off with Sobble. These are actually very interesting Dynamax Pokemon, especially Routes and Rhyhorn. Both of those have a lot of battle relevance. You will definitely not want to miss out on those. Now, in terms of Mega Evolution raids, we're going to get a plethora of different Mega Evolutions during this month. From August 26th until September 8th, we're going to have Mega Gyarados, and then from the 8th until the 15th, we're going to have Mega Beedrill, and also from the 11th until the 15th, we're going to get Mega Houndoom, and then from the 16th until the 22nd, we're going to get Mega Venusaur, and then from the 23rd until the 29th, we're going to get Mega Malamar, and then from September 30th until October 6th, we're going to get Mega Victreebel. Now, when it comes to Mega Malamar and Mega Victreebel, presumably these are not going to be from Super Mega Raids. So this could be the debut of these Pokemon in regular Mega Evolution raids. We still do not know, but yeah, these are definitely very exciting times because getting these Pokemon has always been a little bit difficult, and now it seems like they're going to be more readily available. Alright, next let's talk about the 5-star raids that are going to be happening during this month. Until September 8th, we're going to continue to have Regirock, Regice, and Registeel, and then we're going to get Zacian, the Hero of Many Battles form from September 9th until the 15th. And then from the 16th until the 22nd, we're going to get Zamazenta, the Hero of Many Battle Forms. And then from the 23rd until the 29th, we're going to get Xurkitree, Pheromosa, and Buzzwole. And these are going to be in various regions, which is what they typically do with Ultra Beasts nowadays. In the Asia Pacific region, we're going to get Xurkitree. In Europe, the Middle East, Africa, and India, we're going to get Pheromosa. And then in the Americas and Greenland, we're going to get Buzzwole. And then in 5-star Shadow Legendary Raids during this entire month, we're going to get Shadow Incarnate Form Thundurus, which is why I'm assuming this is one of the featured Pokemon for this month. But it's not necessarily going to be overly impactful, like there's actually going to be a higher tier electric type during this month, and that's Xurkitree. But if you're looking for this particular Shadow Legendary, just be aware that it is going to be available in 5-star Shadow Legendary Raids. Alright, next let's go over the events during this month. From August 31st until September 4th, we're going to have the Mega Ascension event. This is of course the lead-up event to Pokemon Go Fest Mega Finale, and that is going to be happening on the weekend of September 5th and September 6th. That's going to be a pretty big event, and it's probably going to be the major event for this particular month. You will definitely not want to miss out on it. Now on September 8th until September 14th, we're going to have the Mega Squads event, which we already talked about. And then on September 12th, we're going to have Community Day Classic. They haven't announced yet exactly what this is going to be, but the rumor seems to suggest that it's going to be Gible, so you could look forward to that. And then from the 16th until the 22nd, we're going to be getting an event, which they did not announce. And then on September 19th, we're going to be getting a Super Mega Raid Day, presumably for one of the new Mega Evolutions, either Staraptor or Chandelure. And then on September 26th, we're going to get a Catch Mastery event. And then finally, at the end of this month, we're going to get the Harvest Festival event from September 29th until October 5th. And just for your reference, these are going to be the raid hours for this month. We're going to have Zacian getting a raid hour on September 9th, Zamazenta getting a raid hour on September 16th, Xurkitree, Pheromosa, and Buzzwole in their various regions are getting a raid hour on September 23rd, and then finally we're going to have a raid hour featuring Xerneas on September 30th. Alright, and finally let's talk about the Spotlight Hours during this month. On September 10th, we're going to be getting a Spotlight Hour featuring Weedle, and it seems like Kakuna and Beedrill are also going to be spawning. I don't know why they listed the entire evolutionary line, but they're going to be in the Spotlight Hour and you're going to get a double transfer candy bonus. And on September 13, we're going to be getting a Spotlight Hour featuring both Houndour and Houndoom. Again, I'm wondering if they're going to have the entire evolutionary line as spawns, but regardless, there's also going to be a double transfer candy bonus with this Spotlight Hour. Interestingly enough, these two Spotlight Hours are going to be happening just days apart, so I'm wondering if they're doing something different for Spotlight Hour during this month. But regardless, pay attention to the dates because September 10th is going to be the Weedle family, and then September 13 is going to be the Houndour family. And then on September 17, we're going to be getting a Spotlight Hour, but they did not announce what the Pokemon is going to be. But it presumably already has its shiny form in the game, and it's got a double catch Stardust bonus. Hopefully it's going to be a Pokemon with bonus Stardust, because that could give you a ton more Stardust. And then finally, there's going to be a Spotlight Hour for Rattata on September 24th, and here's something very interesting. You're going to get a double experience bonus for evolving Pokemon, but there's going to be a new bonus for a Spotlight Hour, and this is actually quite relevant. You're going to have an increased chance to encounter XXS Rattata. And why is that significant? Well, that means you're going to be able to do a whole bunch of progress towards the Youngster Medal, which requires you to catch a whole bunch of tiny Rattata. Alright, first and foremost, let's get the big thing out of the way. Mega Finale event. That's of course happening at the very beginning of September. This is the finale event for this year's Pokemon Go Fest. We got the announcement that we're going to be getting the starter Pokemon Greninja, Delphox, as well as Chestnut getting their Mega Evolutions. But we haven't seen any other announcements. I do predict there's going to be a lot more in store for this event than what we already know. But yeah, overall it's going to be the one major event during this month. But of course, it's not the only thing happening. I'm actually very interested in the raiding content, specifically with the Ultra Beasts. Getting Xurkitree back in raids, that is a pretty big deal. If you live in the Asia Pacific region, of course you could just do these locally, but for everyone else around the world, you're gonna have to use your remote raid passes. And in my opinion, it's actually worth it, because just like with Pokemon like Blacephalon, Xurkitree is actually a very powerful electric type, and in many cases it is often considered one of the best. It's like a tier 1 Pokemon, so you absolutely need to farm it up. Getting a shiny version is of course great, but particularly you want to get a hundo so that you can max it out and use it in raid battles. And in terms of the other raiding content, yeah, I guess it's not necessarily overly exciting. Like Xerneas has not really been that relevant for a long time, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, I think the Ultra Beast is going to be a particularly good week. And of course, all the other events that are going to be happening. Another thing I kind of wanted to point out is getting a Spotlight Hour for Rattata. That is actually a good one, in my opinion, because there is a particular achievement medal that is really difficult to complete, and that is the Youngster Medal, where you need to catch a whole bunch, I think like 1,000 like tiny Rattatas in order to get the Platinum Medal. Yeah, this is going to be your opportunity to finish that off. Like, if you can get a whole bunch of Rattatas on this Spotlight Hour that is tiny, then you're going to be able to get a whole bunch of this medal done. So that is one thing you should not ignore. I think it's a big one. I think recently we had a Magikarp Spotlight Hour, and that was an opportunity for you to finish the Fisher medal. Yeah, this is kind of the same thing. You're going to be able to put some work into the Youngster medal. So do look forward to that. There's a lot of other good stuff. I think the Harvest Festival event is always a really good one. They usually feature some sort of costume Pokemon or some sort of rare Pokemon we haven't seen in a while. And also a whole bunch of Punkaboo, which I know is going to, I don't know, it's kind of been tradition. Like, this event features a whole bunch of one particular Pokemon in all different sizes. And yeah, you could look forward to that. But yeah, I think the content's looking pretty good. I think September is going to be a pretty good month. It's going to be starting off strong with the Mega Finale event, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff that's going to be happening. I'm looking forward to it. But that's going to be it for this video. Let me know your thoughts regarding this month's activities down below. Is there something in particular that you are looking forward to? Make sure you share what that is in the comments, and let's have a great discussion. And if you enjoyed this video, found it to be informative, and you want to support my channel, best way you could do that is hitting the like button for this video. And then also, if you're watching on mobile, hit the hype button that's in the comments section down below. And also subscribe if you haven't done so already. Make sure you turn on the notification bell so you know exactly when I upload videos, and yeah, that would be a tremendous help. And also consider checking out the links in the description below. One of them is to my Patreon page, and if you join my Patreon, I'm going to add you to my Pokemon Go friends list. So if you want to play Pokemon Go with me, you could do that by joining my Patreon. And also there's a link to my other social media pages down there. One in particular is my TikTok channel. If you could go there and give me a follow, that would be a huge help. I'm creating a bunch of TikTok content, and it'd be great if I could get some more followers. So yeah, go and do that. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I'm Count Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself today, and I'll catch you in the next video.